podcast. Not sure exactly what episode this is, but this is like the first one I'm doing with a virtual guest. So hopefully it comes out all right. I got Kyle here.
What's up,
Uh,
man? I'm stoked to be here. We just linked up on IG, and yeah, I'm happy to meet
yeah,
more people, especially in West Michigan in cannabis. So I'm stoked to have you on.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for your time and stuff.
Well,
So
dude,
yeah, I can just talk about like how you got in the industry and stuff, or what exactly you do.
yeah, sure, man. I know you're based out of Muskegon, Michigan. I
Hmm.
have a little bit of my story kind of leads into that. So I used to work at Babbitt Sports Center out in Muskegon, Michigan. That was really my I'd say my not my introduction, but like where I really started taking my sales career serious is when I left that place and went and got into the transportation industry. So I ended up leaving that power sports industry, going into transportation, where I started selling semi trailers, and that's when things kind of got off to the races. But then COVID hit, and next thing I knew, we didn't have more semi trailers. So I left that space and went into software, and that's kind of where I've been the last, I would say, 3.5, maybe 4 years since that happened, and thought that was the end all be all for my solution in sales. It was my first taste into like remote sales, which is what I've always wanted deep down inside, I think, and um, it it was shitty, dude. Like I was the experience was shitty. What I learned is invaluable. Some of the people that I've met out of there have, I mean, transformed my life and my whole approach to sales as well too. But I also learned a lot. I mean, making 170 dials a day for software will create new muscles that you didn't know you had, and then make you look for different avenues in sales. So that's where I went into cold email and was running my own cold email agency for a while, and yeah, got a random LinkedIn DM from my VP of Sales and Marketing on asking about outbound, and that was sort of the space I was living in, and they were looking to expand their sales motion and hit some lofty goals, and dude, March 11 last year was when I got into cannabis. So it's been
Oh
not even a
wow.
year. Yeah, yeah, dude, it's been a hell of a run. I have more projects going now than I think I've ever have, and I'm smiling a lot, dude. I'm having a blast. I'm meeting some
Yeah.
incredible people. I'm back in my flow again too, and kind of how we started this right here is I get to blend that in with my motocross roots and my motocross passion and more motorsports. So I know that was pretty long winded, but off the cuff, that wasn't a bad intro.
No, that was good. Hey, so how long have you been smoking for
Well, I've
for
been
Canada?
rolling, growing, and consuming for about 25 years. It's I'm staring 40 in the face next month. So like I look back on all that time or whatever, it was about 14, and freshman year of high school is when it started. Shout out to Zach Hupp and all the Hups for getting me over to skip school with them. Um, that's really how it began. Pop can days, dude.
Nice, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was smoking when I was 14 too, with pop can.
I mean, it's the gateway beverage, right? It's the
Yeah.
gateway.
I don't think new people are gonna do the experience though, you know? It's kind of
New
crazy.
people don't even know how to roll joints. So I grew up,
Yeah.
and a little bit about like who I'm with now too. So the company I,
Yeah.
I work for is called Roll Pros. Excuse me, Roll Pros. Rollpros.com. We make the Blackbird, and the Blackbird is an automated joint rolling machine. So it
Yeah, I
reaches
was kind of
stuff in
watching that
cones.
video.
Yeah, dude, it was wild. So
Yeah, it is
like
wild.
after I got did that back and forth on LinkedIn with Jonathan, where I was so stuck in my head, like I was in that cold email agency space or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll meet with this dude XYZ, whatever. Um, it wasn't until like 5 minutes before that call, I remember I got the notification on my watch. It was like Roll Pros Jonathan. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go check this out. So I still remember like how it happened when I typed in rollpros.com and I looked and that thing started spitting out those beautiful joints. And I was just like, I remember this rush just fell over me. It was like a lot of stress and anxiety and shit that I was like going through at that time. Like just really like it felt like it was gone. It was wild. And I was like, man, these guys need help with what I love doing on that aspect. And I seen that thing keep spitting out joints, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever really understood a product more in my life, other than selling motocross gear. I mean, I can go back to that all day, but this was, I mean, it's a lifestyle thing, right? Kind of going back to what you touched on. You don't even know if people know about the pop can days. So now
Yeah.
I'm meeting people that don't even know how to roll joints. Like back in the day, back in high school or whatever, like you weren't really able to hang out with us or our crew or whatever. Like if you couldn't roll up, right? Like if you weren't able to like pearl something, if we're going to a party or something like that, and like you're, hand things are getting passed in the car, and somebody's driving and there's issues, and you gotta like you're putting the safety of everybody else in that car in jeopardy with like some bullshit ass joint. Like it was not tolerated, right? So like if you couldn't roll and you couldn't roll champs, that's what my homie Dan used to call them.
Never
You
heard of
weren't
that. That's cool.
you weren't riding with us. So I know and love joints. I'm very passionate about it if you can't tell. But yeah, man, it's been like a part of me, and it was
Nice.
just it was really cool and organic how that whole thing came about, and I really love sharing that story, man. It's so cool. It's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, as my buddy Austin says, your vibe will attract your tribe.
Oh
It's
yeah, dude.
very
I just
true.
linked up with Austin last week. We finally, had an exchange or whatever, and then I ended up um
Oh yeah.
pulling
Shout out
up
Austin.
to yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think I seen that on your story. What's up, flows? Yeah.
Yeah, stopped in, got to see Timmy again, and he walked me through and showed me around Kafkaska for a while, and then pulled up on me at the ski event and went out on the slopes with me, which was unreal. It was my
Yeah,
first
I was
like
gonna go to
skiing
that.
ever.
I was gonna go to that. I never skied or snowboarded, so and I was kind of
Mm.
like so kind of under the weather, so I kind of chickened out. But eh.
I've like snow like I grew up skateboarding, and like I've done some of the snowboarding
Okay,
stuff with the homies
so I
back in
can
the
ice
day.
skate. I
Yeah,
played
oh
hockey,
dude,
but I
you're
can ice
dialed.
skate, but I
You're
can't.
dialed because
Yeah,
I like just picked up playing hockey and ice skating again this year at the top of the year when I took my son ice skating for the first time, and I mean
nice.
I've been skating like once a week at least since then. So like I'm back. I feel like an 18-year-old, and I probably have a better shot than I did when I was 18.
Nice.
Now that I
I've been
can do
saying
it.
we need like a little like kind of like pond hockey tournament somewhere or something like.
Yo, now we're talking, dude. Let's.
Yeah,
I'm down. I'm down for that. That is a hell of an idea. Um,
yeah.
yeah, dude. I remember I met Drew Smith at one of the shows this year too. He went to state and won a Stanley Cup, so I'm sure he'd be down for some shit like that.
Man,
Or
man. I don't know
Jimmy,
if I want my
excuse me.
ankles broken. So
It's pond hockey, dude.
yeah,
Everybody's getting their ankles broken regardless. There's always
yeah,
that one dude that has 3 extra steps on me, and I don't. I'm not. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, that's for sure. But
yeah. It's been a while.
I feel like I got the step. But yeah. So I decided to go skiing versus snowboarding, because I got on a call with somebody like before, and he's like, "Look, man, I used to teach skiing. Um, if you know how to ice skate, ski." And I was like, "For real?" Okay. I was like, "All right, shit." So like I was committed from that since then, and then like when I got on, I mean, the stories, right? It was like my first time on a chairlift ever, and like getting off of it was like the first time I like went out, and I just thought that ice skate thing in my head, and I carved like right away, and I was just like, "Oh shit, okay."
You're
Um,
probably baked as hell from the event.
no, I could not. I was not trying to wad myself at all. Hell no, dude. Um, like I said, I ride and race motocross. I'm not trying to wad myself and have extra shit that I got to deal with so I can't ride in the
Yeah,
spring. So, but it was definitely a hell of an event. I got to ski a lot, which was fun. And like I need another new hobby. I might have one. So yeah,
Nice.
it was a really good time. Jamie throws really cool events.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie's really cool.
So how long have you been in the cannabis space?
Um, Legally 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I've done like everything from started as a bartender at a medical only facility. Um, then that shut down, went to a recreation facility because the city was in didn't vote recreational. And then went to another dispensary, like worked my way up to a general manager. Then I've done like brokering sales, yeah, doing whatever I kind of do. Like I do like rolling, content creating, and yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's something I'm starting to get into a bit more. Is the content creating, and like I said,
Yeah.
it's we're looking at March 11th is going to be a year, and I'm happy to announce that I have an event that's coming up in Grand Rapids next week on February 20, starting at 5 o'clock. And what it is going to be a cannabis professionals speaking panel. Um, and the idea is to get more B2B focused networking events in West Michigan um,
Yeah, we don't
that
have any.
that aren't so focused on bud tender parties and consumption and all of that. So that is really the focus that I have for this. And I thought having a speaking panel would be able to kind of open it up and appeal to not just us professionals, but maybe somebody that's cannabis curious that wants to get some information or get some education. So we're gonna have a speaking panel. We have 5 speakers locked in for it now, and then there will be a open floor Q&A session for that as well. So people will be able to have direct communication with any one of our panel members. And then after that, we're going to have like an open networking opportunity for folks to hang out. We've got drinks and munchies provided there. It's free admission. And obviously,
Nice.
with me being from Roll Pros, I'm going to have some samples on display to, showcase our art form factor of the Blackbird. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. This is something that my partner in this, the homie Jonathan, has really pushed me to bring this to light, and I'm really excited because I got new muscles and the content creation side of it and the marketing that I've always wanted to have, and I mean, shit, they're there. So I'm really excited for this opportunity, and that this event we're looking to do quarterly. So like every 90 days or so, I'd like to be able to rotate new people in, showcase new brands or even new products, and not just cultivators or growers, but maybe some marketing or SEO, and then we have ancillary products that we can showcase. But the idea is to get those cannabis professionals in the room to potentially talk and do some B2B business, but then also have room and space for people that are cannabis curious to be able to be in the room. And there's people out there looking for investors, and if I can bring investors or people that want to participate in this growing industry, then if it wasn't there, I had to make it happen. So that's kind of how I felt
Yeah.
about it. If it wasn't there, create it. So the name of the event is Catalyst GR, and that's exactly what I'm trying to. That's the space that I'm trying to create is the catalyst for more people to get together and collaborate and create together.
Yeah, I love that because I'm sick of driving all the way to the east side and stuff
I
for
know,
all
right?
these events and stuff. And
Right. That was another thing. So logistics, focus, that those were like the big things. Um, and then kind of like you mentioned, like your answer, you said how long you've been in it or whatever. You said, oh, in the legal market. I also like I have friends that are trapping, and they don't necessarily want to do that forever. So I also wanted to create this space that maybe they could come into this area and communicate with people that are already in the legalized market and um, get some questions answered. So that's just trying to educate people and show more, and then bring the people that have showed me and led the way for me in cannabis for so long, or kept me tapped in, um, offer a platform that they can connect with my new connections now that I'm making. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about too, like making connections too. I like that.
and then the last thing I have a podcast that I'm launching with Respect My Region. So that's going to be a new podcast. It's the Midwest Cannabis Podcast, one of the series that's focused on underneath their umbrella. But I'm really excited to work with them and their team, especially after meeting Joey and Abel at some of these trade show events over the last 7 month run that it's been since I started attending these events. They've been really hospitable and you know they're the homies, and he gave me this opportunity, and I really wanted to step up and uh, give back as much as I could. So the idea is to bring on as many brands, kind of like I said, not necessarily just cultivators, but maybe some ancillary or service based, or even some of the tools that are involved in the space, but give them a platform that they can showcase their brand, and we can make some long form content out of it, and then take it and chop it up and blog post and all of that stuff. Like I'm passionate about all of that stuff, like Joey is and all them. Um, so be able to like deliver that or have that as a deliverable to somebody, like for having them to come on and talk about them, or their products, I think is really cool. I'm a fan of long term SEO play, and creating evergreen content. And when I put my lead generation hat on, I can't think of a better medium to be able to do cold outreach with, especially if you've got third party validation of people speaking well about either you or your product. So um, that's the mentality for it. I mean, yeah, it's lead generation at the end of the day, but to give back and put more people on with a platform that I've created is something that I'm getting really passionate about as we get going.
Yeah. And I feel like there's not many like platforms like that, like where it's just like the true like compassion stuff, like a lot. It's hard to find.
Well, and honest
So
and
be looking forward to that.
sick, dude. And kind of the reason behind it too is like, I mean, before I got into the cannabis space, I wasn't in the marketing funnels or nothing, right? I didn't know the temperature. I didn't really know what markets were, and I certainly didn't know the pre-roll sales in Michigan before I took this position. Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, it's gnarly. So like it's been like I said, I'm smiling ever since I got in, with what I'm
Yeah.
learning, and getting into some of these other markets and traveling to like Missouri and New Jersey, Ohio has been really exciting and eye opening. And yeah, I'm really stoked to be able to put the Midwest on for some of the really fire flower that I've seen traveling in my short time already.
Yeah, that'd be I haven't that's not that'd be interesting to see the other states' markets and stuff. That'd be really cool.
Well, I will certainly have to do something like after I go. Dude, I got a gnarly trip coming up for my birthday in March, right? So I'll be at Hall of Flowers at the beginning of the week, and then Boston Nican for the remainder of the week, and then come
Nice.
back and then do Flower Expo in Chicago that Monday. Um, so maybe we can link up and do something. I can, show you some of the goodies that I brought from other those. But that's kind of
Yeah, for
I
sure. That'd
love
be
I
cool.
love being able to do that. I mean, just to kind of show packaging and requirements that they have in different markets as well too. So, because like when I pull up and I show my pack of pre rolls from Michigan, and it's just in like a cigarette pack, other people are like, "Oh my God, how are you able to do that?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Right. All
this
the
is how I get
different
it from the
laws.
dispensary." What do you mean?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. You see like the different like the laws and like the quality and stuff. Like
Hmm. Yeah, totally. And it's all it's all there to be able to highlight and kind of see those differences too. It's nuts. I mean, especially like we're pretty fortunate in Michigan with the quality of flower that we have. I mean,
yeah,
no lie. And
yeah.
some of my new friends I have in this space are transplants outside of Michigan that are here in this market now growing with legacy roots up in the triangle and everything like that. So you have a lot of talent here in this area too. And another reason why I wanted to start that show is just so I could like showcase some of the homies and you
What
know,
other state you think is doing it good besides us?
Missouri. I think Missouri, I've saw a lot of action out of there and met some really cool people and really educated people out of there too after they've gone from a couple mature markets. That's kind of where they're at because um, they can see the rise there too. And selfishly, you know, we've got activity and more units going into that space with Roll Pros. So us to have a more foothold with our form factor and that market share for the pre rolls is really exciting because once there's more exposure to it, it kind of really starts to compound as well too. Um, you know, part of the reason why I took this position with Roll Pros was like to ever think that maybe you know one of my family members was going to go try cannabis for the first time, and you know they're like, oh, the easiest thing to do, one of these cones, right? Like that shit would break
Yeah.
my heart if like I knew this was happening or whatever, and they were you know half hour, 45 minutes away or something, and I'm looking outside and I'm like, but you could have tried this, like no, like so I need to the mission and the goal is to bring better joints to the world. You know what I mean? So like that's you know that's something that we got to work on is getting more of them out there and getting more education on that form factor. And I'm really excited to be the joint guy going around telling people
Yeah,
about it.
that's super exciting. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Missouri. They seem like they'd be popping off down there.
Yeah, man. And I went to MJ Unpacked this year, and I thought that was a really cool show. I thought the city was cool. The venue they did it in is like their central station,
Mm.
which is it's got an aquarium like hooked up to it, and
Oh wow.
it's a pretty large building with you know with the hotel on site and everything, and um, they just put a soccer stadium in like real close to that as well too. So it was really nice. But you know, I'm a history buff, so like for me, I had to go walk down and see like the 18 sets of tracks down there because like knowing right, they came through the archway and that was the you know the gateway to the west. And
Hmm.
you think of all the history of what went on there and people like I love that stuff. So I had to kind of go and walk around and take that in a little bit too, and you can kind of see touches of that in that old hotel and that old building, maybe what it would have been like, and it was sick. I can't wait to go back. We're going back for this year's show, and there's a collaboration with the MoCan event. So the MJ Unpacked and the MoCan is like their quarterly meetup that they do, and this year it's all lined up, so it's all going to be one huge event, and it's in November, but I'm stoked for it now.
Yeah, sounds like a big event. So, so your preferred mo method is joints, I assume then?
Yeah. It kind of always was. Bongs too. Um, but just the convenience of joints. You know, if I'm out in the barn or something, it's easier for me.
Do you have like a favorite like joint paper brand like rice or hemp or
I like Element
element?
rice
Yeah.
ones, and then I now roll with the crutches. So I have like a shitload of samples for our crutches. So we have different like paper sizes, glass, ceramic, even cellulose as well too. So that's what I roll up with now is those, and I can
Oh
kind
wow.
of like
Any like biodegradable ones? That'd be cool.
recycled
Or
paper ones would be
that's cool.
the glass ones are recyclable. I don't know about biodegradable, but they're
Right.
but
Those
yeah,
are always good.
we're working on some ceramic ones right now too. I think COAs are out, so we're waiting to kind of get the report on that too. But trying to find you know other ways to be different in the market, and I'm really excited about that because some of the test ones that we were able to get on those.
What you do is like you sell like the machine or like you have like a processing facility or okay.
Correct. Yep. So just the machine itself, and you know I'd be reaching out to those processing facilities or anybody that is co-packing or looking to add a different SKU to their services lineup.
Nice. And maybe if any of them are watching them, how did they get a hold of you?
Well, you can call my cell phone at 616-350-0525. I don't mind putting that out there. If you
Nice.
look at all the spam calls I get, it's out there somewhere anyways. So call me, text me. Um, if not, you can email me at Kyle at KyleVanArtsen.com. Um, and that's just first name, last name, spelled how it is right down here, maybe. Um, uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, so Kyle at KyleVanArtsen.com. And then again, my number is 616-350-0525. Or hit me up on Instagram. That's a new channel that I did not ever have to use in B2B software. So
It's
I'm
huge in
learning as I
the
go.
cannabis.
Yeah, yeah. I went and everybody's like, "What's your handle?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
my phone number is like, I talk to people on the phone. Like, I don't
Yeah.
mind cold calling people. I prefer the phone. So,
Me
I
too. I've
wish.
never really been in social media, but then like I just made it because I was at the medical only dispensary
Mhm.
and it was going down under and we had like a little sign of like Instagrams to follow like for research and stuff and like I knew it was going under, but I want to like keep in contact with my patients still or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just like made like Brando the Bud Tender really quick and slapped it
Mm.
up there so that way like I can keep in contact and maybe like still like spare product or whatever like that they can go get at other dispensaries like since I'm not there to like help them, right?
Dude, that's
Because
amazing.
like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. So that's where the brand was created from.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
was always
awesome.
known as like my street name was always like Brando the Bando like in high
Ah,
school and shit or whatever. So like I just changed it to like Brando the Bud Tender
there you
like
go. Yeah, that's sick.
yeah.
We both got to, share how we got into this space and kind of, who we are today, which is awesome. We kind of had our exchange going back and forth or whatever, and I appreciate you sending me
Yeah.
the cold invite to the studio. That, like, I much respect on that. So, um,
Yeah.
I dig it. So, like, that's some shit I would do. So,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me go downstairs and get in front of the computer and pull up and see what's going on.
Yeah. Um, Anybody like dead or alive you wish you'd smoke with?
Dead. I think I got two. Dead Jim Morrison. That was Yeah, that was. I remember when I was 27. Like, I was just like, I don't know, am I going to make it? He was a legend.
Yeah.
I thought myself was a legend. You know what I mean? So, like, I was really into his music, his whole scene, his vibe in my 20s. So Jim Morrison for sure. Alive, Currency, or like anybody with cinematic music, Currency, Smoke DZA, Big Crit, Wiz, like those are my guys that gave
Yeah.
me that gave me faith in hip hop again. Um,
Yeah.
Shit
That'd
was
be
real
crazy to
sketchy
smoke a
for a
J
while.
with
It was
Wiz.
real sketchy for a while, but then like you had Big Crit came out, that changed. I mean, it touched my Southern soul. I say Southern soul. I've never lived in the South, but like that style of hip hop, chopped and screwed, and all that stuff. Like I always was super into growing up. Um, and yeah, once he came out and DZA and obviously Wiz, yeah, those are kind of the people that have still shaped the music that I listen to now, the style of music. Um, not to say that's my only one, but that is like that little like that group is my niche. Still got flavors into like old boom bap hip hop, which I love and
Yeah.
grew up on. I mean, my favorite MC of all time is Big L from Harlem, and um, yeah, like I love that grimy grittiness, and then you see
Sounds
like
like
a
a good
lot.
smoke circle.
Yeah, man, and then you see all the cool shit that like Diz is doing with wrestling matches and skating rink concerts and shit. Like they just look like a bunch of kids that are fulfilling out their childhood, doing cool shit that we can now, and it's like that's the vibe I'm on. So that's what I'm trying to do is just hang out with the smokers club, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the event. You said the 20th, right?
Yeah. So one more plug before I hop off of here. The event is called Catalyst GR. This is going to be at
And there's an Instagram page for that too, right? I think.
yes, yeah. I am stretching my muscles a little bit here. I got a Facebook
Nice.
page, Instagram, LinkedIn. Might even be a Pinterest
Nice.
one, I think. But it's available on Eventbrite. I'm gonna obviously start sharing the shit out of that on my personal page, but then I'll
Yeah.
have more speaker focused content coming out this week for the Catalyst page. But again, that event is Catalyst GR. It's going to be February 20 from 5 to 8. And that's going to be located at Start Garden, which is at 40 Pearl Northwest.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, Brandon, I appreciate you having me on here today.
Yeah.
I
Appreciate you.
can't wait to see you next Thursday. That
Yeah.
is,
See you then. Let's smoke
I'm
it up.
I'm stoked. It's going to be
Is it consumption in the building or no?
not on site. Um,
Okay.
Start Garden is like a co-working space for they have an area, for this type of an event, but there will be no consumption on in the building. On
Okay.
site's a different story.
For sure. Sounds good.
Awesome.
I appreciate your time and hopping on here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity, and we'll we'll connect here on again too. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
Sounds good.
All right, brother.
See you then.